There we go. I think it's so funny.
It's like a
So-
fireplace.
What? You say the fire?
So, hello.
Hello!
Welcome to probably our first recording in 2023.
Probably, it is.
We've had a busy end of year and beginning of year, but especially me as I've just had the easy life.
Oh yeah, the easy life of editing the whole entire journey. All 5 days, plus the 2 days afterwards.
Spoilers.
It would already be out by now.
I know. So we thought take the time this video to actually just kind of go through our moments, the sort of gear that we brought, and
Yeah, mainly the gear we brought, just because a lot of people have watched our video, so more than I thought actually.
Just to recap, this holiday happened on November 27th, I think was the day we went, and then we came back on the 1st, so it was right at the end of last year, right at the beginning of December basically.
Yeah.
We went out, no snow,
It
as you
was.
guys may have seen, and there
It
was
just
just
all in the
everywhere we didn't go.
distance.
So, should we do a recap to the beginning moment of the holiday where that was the funniest?
Whoop,
Where
whoop,
I
whoop,
nearly
whoop.
have to drag you by your backpack while you're on the floor feeling all lightheaded because you didn't sleep the night before.
Oh, I wonder whose fault that was.
I functioned perfectly fine
Yes,
on
because-
1 hour sleep.
No, it was 2 hours. And you slept like a baby because there wasn't someone next to you watching videos the whole time.
It's not my fault. TikTok had How to Train a Dragon on it. Got on the plane. Can't have any drama there. Oh, I forgot to
Oh,
make
no.
sure you take your technology out of your bag. I was there worrying about this one again. Make sure you take this out. Make sure you take this out. Took my
Why
stuff
you
out,
me?
and then
You were ahead of
completely
me.
forgot the iPad was in the back pocket of the bag. So then it goes through security, gets piled off. I was like, oh no, here we go.
Also, double check your suitcase to make sure all straps actually work with the weight you put in it, because it'll just burst on you randomly. It's really bizarre.
Well, your suitcase didn't burst. Your
It might
handle
as well
just
have. It,
literally like
self-combusted.
sliced my finger. So I could probably do a slow motion. I was like, and you just hit.
You had it and you broke it. Cameron!
It's like, oh god.
Cameron!
Literally. I didn't like the way people were lifting your suitcase was like this, and I literally went
Well,
like
I've
this,
been
and it just
lifting
went.
it as well.
I was like, oh my god, what the hell?
You strong boy.
That's
Too strong.
just by literally touching it, bro. Just literally. We got to Reykjavik then. We had our first day, and had a very long night. It wasn't that long actually, 'cause it was a lot shorter because we actually saw the Northern Lights
first-
before we got on the bus.
I think the first day is the one I have most vividly in my head for some reason. Whereas the others, I think because we jam-packed, well, I say we, the tours were so jam-packed that like, it just,
I get it.
did I say your name?
Yes.
I said the tours. Is your name the tours?
Yes.
Show me proof.
So yeah, the way I booked it was, it's kind of like one of those times where it's like, if we can get everything in, we can get everything in, and we don't
Yeah.
leave going, damn, we wish we'd done that. So I basically booked it every day with something on rotation. So first night we got there in the morning, late morning, got in the hotel room, chilled for a little bit. I think had another hour or two nap.
We left at 7, touched down at 10, got to our hotel at 12.
Yeah.
Our tour was at 7 in the afternoon.
7:30.
So that meant we had 7 hours technically killed, but I would say 5, just because we spent time kind of unpacking and sorting out the hotel. We also went out and looked for food.
Yeah. Other than that, the actual whole trip itself went relatively smoothly.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite?
Wednesday got cancelled on us. That probably would be my favourite. But I think the favourite was the tour on the last day, just because
Yeah.
of everyone having a great laugh and it just being good fun.
Pedala.
This one's new Facebook buddy.
Pedala. She was my favourite. She gave me sweets as well, so that was an instant win. She gave us sweets.
I give her Jaffa cakes and she still gives me steak.
It makes up for all the bullying, so it's a.
Don't say
it
that on
balances it.
camera. Yeah, I think honestly the last day, the one where we went under the waterfalls and everything was probably the favourite one. I wish the gold circle one was slightly longer though. Like when we were actually there to look at the waterfall, Popped in the
Was that the
store for
Golden
like.
Seal? Oh, you're on about the first
I'm on about
tour.
the second day
Yeah,
tour.
first proper tour.
The one where the bus driver nearly killed us.
Oh my god.
That was
yeah.
actually the
Oh
funnest
my
part. That was great fun. Going
Flying
in a
off
speed
our
bump, just like
seats.
bonk, and literally, I wish you had the GoPro recording. I had the phone
my
in
God,
my
yeah.
hand. We went over that speed bump. Some part of the axle hit the van, and my phone went flying in the air. Everyone went flying in the air. Oh, it was good fun. But honestly, the trips that they do in Iceland, the big buses, are actually very well organised. You know, at the end of the day, they made sure we were all on the bus. They made sure that we had enough time to get around, pointed us in the right direction, and said, "There's your half an hour. There's your hour. Well, there's your hour and a half." I think we had for lunch.
You could ask them any question you wanted.
Yeah, Taylor was very happy to answer anything we threw at her, basically.
Yeah. To be fair though, I think she was the one who understood English the best.
I don't know, the other guy that we had.
He was alright, but even like the guy on the first tour who was trying to explain all the science stuff, bless him.
Oh yeah.
I think he struggled a little bit.
But yeah, otherwise he was full of information up until it got to that point. I don't know whether it's lack of education or something, but we look at the sky and then we're looking and we've seen these sort of faint greens, but there's all these grey streaks in the sky. And we were like, I think it was before we got on the bus. I was there going,
Funny clouds.
they're moving, but they're not moving like a cloud. So then pulled the phone up, and then as you've been able to see with this one editing I'm putting some of the photos in, my phone just picked up a purely green sky. It's the one with the woman standing just in front of us, and it was on the panoramic camera that just caught everything. And the big swirls right above Reykjavik.
Centre of town.
Yeah. And that was our bus. That was before we even got on the bus for the Northern Lights. So
We were really lucky.
but as well as that, the whole time we were there, it was actually warmer in Iceland than it was in the UK. The coldest it got there was -2 in the city, and that's when we ran down and saw the Northern Lights. The sky was clear, and this one nearly went flying on a butt. And that's where I caught the video on my phone of all the Northern Lights over the bay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like all the crazy, bizarre bits we had, really.
Both behind scenes and on scenes,
Yeah.
if that's what you call it.
Yeah.
But in terms of what we brought then,
Yeah. Another thing as well, the water does smell like rotten egg, and it's purely sulphur. So just, if you go to Iceland and go, what the hell does this smell? It's normal. Don't think it's not.
it's just the
just for those that
geothermal
complain
shit
about
that
it.
goes on.
So, from the standpoint of what we brought, I'm basically wearing the gear I wore
I am wearing the gear,
to
kind
Iceland,
of.
which is like, my boots, my sort of hiking thicker trousers, and then my coat that you would have seen the last day completely absorbed half the water in the world.
And I've
as well as my
got-
gloves and hat.
I've got my coat that I wore. I absolutely did not wear these jeans.
Why are you wearing hoodie
Absolutely
jeans
not.
when it's like 2 degrees outside?
Because I'm not that cold actually, to be fair.
She's feeling coldly.
Praise thee. And then, as for shoes, again, I don't think I brought these shoes. Sorry.
Oh, I can smell them from here.
I also brought proper hiking shoes and stuff like that. I was really worried they weren't going to be waterproof, so I bought a surplus of thermal socks, normal socks, any socks I had, fluffy socks, just in case, because I was prepared for snow and rain.
So just a quick note, we're in Slowhaven Castle again.
So we're not the only ones walking around.
Yeah.
So if we move or pause for any more minutes, because we're respecting everyone else looking around the castle.
So, rain.
200 and something days of the year. So I packed a bunch of layers because I thought they were all going to get wet and I wasn't sure if they were all going to dry in time. So I'll probably show everything that, well, not everything, probably the things I'd bring again with me on the screen or something. So like my jacket, I think was probably the best thing I ever bought with me to Iceland. Plus, if you're someone of a photo, what's the word I'm thinking of? An avid photographer, and you like to take photos for your socials and stuff like that, wearing colours that blend in with whatever background you're going with. So if you're going to volcanoes, which is black, you're going to blend in. Or white, white-ish, you're going to blend in with the snow. So going with a bright colour just means it stands out in your photos and stuff like that. So some of the photos we've taken, I think the national park one are my favourite because, I don't know, I just like the colour of the yellow versus like the whitish pale background, and it stands out really nice and it looks good. So that's kind of one of the reasons I chose a bright colour. So stuff like yellow or red is pretty good for like snowy places. But if you're primarily going for warmth and stuff like that, just snow jacket, something like that. Or what's yours? Is it just a snow jacket or is it normal trekking?
I'd normally say bring your trekking gear, unless you're in a blizzard, then bring ski gear.
It really depends on what you're going for.
And how warm you stay.
Like, our mates took like
Jeans.
normal clothes, but they were
cold. And we weren't.
I think they're the photo avid people who just go for like the nice shots that they want for the socials and stuff, whereas we go for the extremes, the adventures, the walking and stuff like that. Like
well, we didn't want
last
to do a load of walking, but the last day
but
we were
to
like,
explore
yes,
then.
I felt like I was, you know, fit. I felt like I could climb a mountain on the last day. It was great.
Do you mean you could climb 473 stairs? Because we did.
Yeah, well, this one struggled. I actually jogged up half
Hang
of
on a
them.
minute.
She didn't include all the footage. I was stood there waiting. I was like, yeah, I'm still
No,
waiting.
because you didn't record it.
Yeah, I did.
Not all of it.
Oh, well, that.
And you were you were waiting for a minute.
2
We
minutes.
we timed it. You got up there in 5 minutes. I got there in 6.
6 and
You
a
were
half.
waiting a minute. Again, it depends what you book. Don't bring jeans. That's the only thing I say. I know I'm wearing some right now, but I'm not in Iceland.
It feels like
So.
it should be though. How cold it is.
It is pretty cold, but
In the grand scheme of things, like I say, just bring sort of, you know, your cold trekking gear that you would normally bring. That normally do you. That suffice for everything. Yeah,
And
if
then
you're photogenic, follow the
bring-
colour scheme.
not colour scheme per se, but
But otherwise, like I wore, you know, my navy trekking trousers, my coat, and this pretty much survived me the whole thing. I don't think I wore anything different. I think I put thermals underneath this for the last
I
day.
was going to say, if you do plan on wearing some nice clothes, at least put on some base layers. Put on your underlayers, like some leggings or thermals or something like that, because it does get pretty cold to be fair. And if it rains, if you're unlucky and it rains where you are, then you are going to be cold.
Bring 20 of these if it rains, because otherwise you are going to end up with, like obviously, they're not so stingy on heating because their country is basically just a massive cooker. But yeah, like it's quite quick to dry things. But you at least need 2 spares. I'd say if you're staying there longer than 3 days, you at least need more than 2. I've been to Finland, so I've been to somewhere worse, which one I wore skiing gear, so that's why I made sure when I saw the potential chance of snow, I brought another coat like this and a proper, you know, ski coat, ski trousers, because this is a ski coat as well. It's normally the trend I go for because they can be used both summer and winter.
In terms of accessories, then yeah, gloves. I suggest woolly hat.
And a scarf. And potentially
Or
something to keep
scarf,
your face
yeah.
warm as well if you suffer with your nose.
I've got a like scarf that's just one.
Just
I don't know
warn
what
if
to
you
call
are
it.
wearing that though, they're not going to see your face if you take photos. just be warned. Because it's bad enough when I put the scarf and I wrapped it around my head pretty much on
All
the
you saw was
on the
eyes.
northern lights. Clothes wise, you know, just make sure you've got plenty of under layers, so you know your socks and everything like that. Make sure you've got some good hiking boots. You know, most of mine are all Columbia.
It doesn't necessarily have to be hiking boots. Just a good set of boots, I would say. To
A
be
good
fair.
set of you just want a good. Well, hiking is the most like. You don't want to bring like a work boot. A work boot won't do anything for you.
Because I've seen some good work boots.
Well, true.
As long as it's not like proper like suede or something stupid.
Just something that you're comfortable that you could walk, you know,
Yeah.
10 miles in, for example. That's what you need. But yeah, you can all bring that. But then we move on to kind of the next thing. Once, you know, we pretty much said what we brought.
Packed your clothes.
Yeah.
Now it's again, yeah, it really depends what you're doing, but because we do stuff like this for you guys, we bring all the camera gear and technology and
So
stuff.
that's basically what we mostly used the whole trip was the 11, the 10, the Volta, the GoPro Volta, a few GoPro mounts in the sense of like the 3-way 2.0 and the small little tripod extender thing. Yeah, I can't think of the proper name.
I'll put footage of all of it and stuff like that, saying what it is.
But this whole Iceland trip, I just bought what we've got here, which is supposedly still working, is the road directional mic. Now this thing on the last day got soaked through, just like the Volta. They both got absolutely hammered by rain, by waterfall water,
the cold, wind, and all the footage you saw. This one edited, she at least had a couple of hours of footage you could actually use, and not like all terrible thing. Obviously we get the water build-up that appears on here, which, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what camera, even my phone was getting that. Unless you stick something on it to get rid of water, then you can do it. But when you're hanging around waterfalls as well, that just constantly spray, and you're trying to get up close to it, it's going to cover the lens.
This is the first time we've properly used the gear after going out in Iceland.
Yes. We haven't done anything since Iceland and the 2 things we did after.
Now, we had a few hiccups with the Volta's connection to the GoPro. Due to potentially the water getting on one or the other. I don't think anything really got in, but whether it was just damp from it hanging down or humidity or something like that, could have got in.
It could have been anything.
So I think it's okay. Regarding this mic, this little muffle thing, regarding this thing, which...
You're probably getting battered by wind now.
You probably are. But
that's the difference.
That thing was literally like hanging down, soaking wet, and it literally looked like a dog had just been, like a fluff ball had just been drowned and pulled out of the water. If
I've got a photo of footage of it anywhere, I'll put it in, but I don't think I do.
No, I think you just see the little strands sticking out because they're like stuck out. Basically that got absolutely drenched, the GoPro, everything, and we're still here today recording. No, they haven't gone back to GoPro, they've stayed here and they've not gone to get repaired or anything.
They're literally...
What you're seeing us
we haven't
now
touched
is
it.
What we're using. So, look, obviously we got another GoPro route, we could have gone down any route, we could have gone down DJI and stuff. We went down the DJI drone, we did bring the drone, we never got to use it.
Yeah, sadly.
Everywhere we went said no drone, and we're like...
And plus...
I was scared it was going to drop out the sky because it was cold.
Everywhere we went had people, so it wasn't going to work out anyway. We also didn't get much time in the sense of like, you could sit down and enjoy the view and stuff like that if you wanted to, but because we wanted to record everything and get photos and footage of stuff, we ran around pretty much 90% of the time like headless chickens everywhere, to the point where we even almost missed our bus.
That was funny. That's when I mentioned the Golden Circle. We actually had to run back for our bus when we were at the waterfall, because basically the bus mate left without us. He was very like, we need to go, but we did a Blue Lagoon at the end of the day,
which is 2 hours long.
Which is 2 hours long, so I get it.
Was spectacular. We brought other stuff with us in terms of like cams, DSLR. For photos and stuff like that. You could record with that if you didn't have your like GoPro setup like we do. I say we, it's yours. I think the things I would recommend, because like I said, if you haven't seen our videos, go watch them. Otherwise you won't understand a single thing we're on about.
Yeah. Why are you here? Go that way.
Tuesday.
Either way.
Where are they going?
I meant to one of the videos that'll be on the left hand side.
Oh, it's one of these corners.
No, I just meant like, it'll either be in the recommended section.
Or I'll make a playlist and I'll pop it in the description. Oh.
Do you know how to do that though?
Yes, I do. Nice try. Tuesday that we did the whale watching, but not the whale watching we were meant to do because it was cancelled. The one thing I do recommend bringing with you is a book or something, because I bought like 3 Iceland books, so if anything were to get cancelled, I've got locations that could be a potential thing to visit. But thankfully, I'm a hoarder, and I took every leaflet I found, and I was like, ooh, Whales of Iceland Museum, that's cool. oh, that would be so great if we could go see it. And then lo and behold, our thing gets cancelled for Wales. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool if we go to this Wales museum? Because it still has whales.
Meanwhile, I had every Iceland whale company in my contact book, so I could contact them to try to see if at least one ship was going out that morning.
Yeah.
But they weren't. They all got cancelled.
And my Wales museum idea was a thing instead, which I think was pretty cool, to be fair. We ended up staying there for like more than an hour because there was a movie that went on for like an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I would recommend is bring some like informational books and stuff like that. So then if you did book tours like we did and it gets cancelled, then you've got like a book with like all the information and like maps if you get lost or something. Yeah, so what other gear would I suggest bringing?
Nothing. That's it. We're done.
Bunch of chargers. If we're talking tech, chargers.
Yeah, but then with the
Power
Volta,
bank.
we never actually charged. We literally had to use another battery. I'll pause and here we go. I keep saying literally. We literally only had to use, I'd say, 3 different batteries in total.
Yeah, we bought all of them.
I was supposed to go through security. Well, I know you didn't. Going back as well. Moving slightly off topic. Going back, I got pulled over at security as well. They just looked. They looked at my tray.
No, you had a random check, didn't you?
Yeah, they just put it over. They just gave, yeah, look good, and then gave it to me. I'm like,
Yeah, because you're like, what did I put in that I can't bring back? They were like, no, it's just a random check. Whereas, like, the only time I got checked was literally just before we were about to board the plane, and the lady was like, could you check if this fits in this container? And I was like, no.
I remember my massive GoPro bag.
Yeah.
That's bigger than it is
Everyone
in width
had, like,
and
massive
height.
bags.
But I've got to say, the size of which they say, oh yes, it's going to be this size, so this size. You could actually fit 5 centimeters either side of the bag, and put about another 2 centimeters
To
on
be fair,
top.
if you did, you would have no leg room at all.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't really know what else we can really say.
Bring your passports, bring your boarding passes, bring all your documentation that you need, your tickets. We were very lucky that you booked all the tickets, so then we had them on your phone. So we didn't really need them. They didn't ask for our tickets.
So what we used for Iceland to book stuff was
Some type of tour company.
no, it wasn't a tour company, and it's basically TripAdvisor's like brother of booking things. There you go, Viator. That's it.
Viator.
V-I-A-T-O-R.
I'll spell it down here.
So yeah, we booked every trip that we did on there, and you know it's nice and easy to get onto. Just create an account, and you know you're good to go. Just enter your name, and you can enter your passenger names as well. And if you've
That would
gone
be nice.
and come back, or if you're going to Iceland, for those that have gone and you kind of had the same experience we have, let us know. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know if people have kind of taken the same sort of thought process and going and ended up in the same sort of boat that we did, enjoying it, going to different places. Maybe something's getting cancelled, maybe something's not. Let us know.
Or
Drop it in the comments.
If there's
Or if
maybe a
you're-
piece of gear that you brought that you were like, hey, maybe this would be useful for your next trip somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll
That'd be
pin
really
it to
nice.
the top, and people that think they can Iceland can see
What
that
would
too.
you like? So obviously we've named all the gear we've bought. I would say we've named like 90% of what we bought, because some stuff we did use, some stuff we didn't. Like I said, it didn't rain a lot for us, so a lot of the stuff we did bring we didn't use in terms of like layers and stuff. What is something you would bring with you again? If you got to choose one piece, what would you bring again?
My GoPro backpack.
The backpack.
Yeah.
You-
Because it's so easy being able to just open it like a suitcase. To get anything out, like I could just put my hand in, grab the camera out, put my hand in, grab the towel out if I needed it, grab the tripod, which I actually never used. But it was just so easy. You could just, you know, it was literally like another suitcase. So I think it was the GoPro weekly backpack or something. It's like a week trek backpack. And not the little one that I had, the little summer one that I wore to Skoma. It's more just this big one that kind of, if you fill it right to the top, it will not fit in an EasyJet spec holder.
cabin.
But if you just give yourself enough room at the top, you can compress it down a bit and it'll fit straight in.
The only reason I like your bag is because it opens at the top rather than in the sense of like when you put it on the ground, you can open it so it's like that.
Yeah, like a suitcase.
Whereas mine was you zip it at the top, and if you wanted
And
to
you've
get to
got
the
to stack
bottom,
things
you've got to
in,
get
yeah.
everything
So
out.
the way I did put it together was I did put it like I was stacking it from top down, but I
Yeah.
just put it so I was filing it in basically, and it just makes life so much easier for you.
I did it.
And then all the GoPro gears at the top as well, in a little pocket.
Oh yeah.
And I can mount the GoPro here, built into the strap. So
Yeah. I would, in terms of what I'd bring again, my leggings, actually. My leggings were
put mine
the
on
most... Huh?
should have put mine on now.
Oh, because like I bought trousers last minute that I wasn't sure were going to be warm enough for me. And they were like 30 quid, so I wasn't sure if they were like the best or the worst. They were actually the best things I ever bought because they quick dry. That I'd go out, well, when we did our last tour, go out, it was drizzling, we were near a waterfall, I'd come back to the bus soaking wet, and like 5 minutes later I was like 80% dry. It was amazing, but I wasn't cold because I had fluffy thermal leggings.
I've got to say these as well, Colombian trousers. So I wore Colombian walking boots, Colombian summer walking boots, and then I've got Colombian hiking trousers and stuff like that.
Repping the Colombians.
Not Colombian, Colombia. So these really dry really quick. They're quite thin, really warm. Like now I'm wearing them, I don't feel the cold. But yeah, I'd say these, I chucked, after going to the first waterfall, I chucked on waterproof trousers just because we got soaked through. And I was like...
You say we? I did not. I got soaked, not soaked through.
The second thing I would say is anything like, you know, it doesn't have to be Columbia trousers, but something of that sort of material, where I don't even know what material this is, but something that just purely dries, has got plenty of pockets. That was very handy.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keep as much on. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say really, and what else to guide you guys. At the end of the day, you know, every experience is different.
Yeah.
We can tell you exactly what to bring for us. But at the end of the day, you might go, oh, that gear's terrible.
You might go during the summer, and we've gone during the winter. So this is like winter edition Iceland, what to bring, recommendation type thing. But you might go in the summer when it's not cold. I don't know how warm it gets at Iceland actually.
And if you're a fussy eater like me, you're royally screwed at Iceland.
I would love to have tried some of their stuff.
If you like fish, or like, what else do they have?
If you like fish, if you like pizza, if you like Italians, if
Or
you like
Vietnamese
Vietnamese stuff,
You're
they had
perfectly
loads of
fine.
stuff. They're Chinese. I find
There was 2 places that did chicken.
what? There was 2 places that did plain chicken. There were southern places that did like spicy chicken or
Fish and
marinated.
chips restaurant and takeaway thing in Reykjavik. There was like 5 of them or 4 of them.
There was like 5 Reykjavik fish and chip
They
restaurants.
did a nice chicken burger, and I asked them without the bun. They did the without the bun once, and then the rest of the time they stuck different sauce on each time. It was just like,
Like
tartar and I.
Tartar, horseradish or something.
Oh.
Oh, it was so funny.
I still ate it because I was so hungry.
Yeah,
but
I think if we go away somewhere next time, I'm gonna actually try some stuff because I think that'd be a cool
I
video
need
to
to
do.
force myself because me being a pay eater is
Oh,
irritating.
that'd be cool though. Even though we're not in Iceland, we could try like Icelandic recipes, considering how much we did and how little we ate. We bossed it. I'd say we slept pretty well.
Yeah.
We
You
had
were snoring.
2 single beds
I'd go
put
in
together. Me snoring,
Yeah.
bro. I'm putting the video in now. I'm putting the footage I took of him taking a fucking nap while I went for a shower, and tells me that I'm the grumpy one and that I have no energy for shit. When this guy took a nap for 3 hours.
I was tired.
So was I.
I had the stress of booking it, getting us there, getting us on the plane, landing us, making sure we're going to the right
Bro
place.
was like, I had the least amount of sleep.
But yeah, in grand scale of Iceland, that's us. That's all we've got for you. Before it gets too dark here,
Yeah.
we're going to call it a day. And before we freeze, because we've probably been out here 2 hours now.
Probably more than that. If
It's
you
only our
made
fault.
it this far, thank
Yeah,
you
if you've
very
listened to
much.
us chat absolute rubbish for God knows how long, we
Again,
greatly appreciate it.
If you haven't seen our Iceland stuff, please go watch it. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully this year we'll be able to do more stuff like it. Hopefully, I won't say we will. I'll just say hopefully.
Hopefully.
hopefully. But yeah, in terms of plans for this year, though, I have no clue. We normally do a plan thing like we did last year, but
With
we
change
really...
of jobs and with the waiting change of job, we kind of don't have a clear sight of anywhere further than a couple of weeks.
So
Likely
last year.
me.
So it's a case of we don't know what will happen this year. So what we'll probably will do if we do one, it'll probably be short and sweet. It will probably be kind of a rundown, like a roadmap of things that we'd like to do, but we won't guarantee it.
It might end up being a roadmap of the things that are mostly happening in our life, like us getting jobs or us getting a house or certain things like that. When that sort of big milestone come in, that's accurate stuff that we can tell you. Oh, by the way, this week's going to be chaos. This month's going to be chaos. And then otherwise we'll just have to see how it goes, to be honest. The plan is this year is to get somewhere and to get a bit more solid with futures. And then like my future career is pretty solid. Yours is branching.
It's over there somewhere. It's non-existent at this point.
It's just a case of making sure we're on the right track and getting on with life. And it's kind of one of those stages of our lives where we're going down that rabbit hole, I guess, is what everyone says. But how true that is, we'll find out.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. So, just a quick one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the video, hit the like button below the video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell and set it to all, so you basically get a notification from us every Monday at 5 p.m. And
hopefully it'll stay that way.
Hopefully it'll stay that way all the way through 2023. But there's no promises, as always. But yeah, we will keep it frosty, and we will catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.